Okay. Hello. I'm Christina, and I want to welcome you that will be coming in, all of you that come after, and just let you know how much I appreciate you every single day. And we got some crazy weather coming up, which, for a uh, for magnetic pole reversal with winter combined, eventually it was going to start getting pretty hectic, which we're seeing that now. So, I want to get into this real quick, but first I want to say like, subscribe, comment, share. All great. It's really great, actually. It helps a lot, and I really like the interaction with you guys. So, we are going to start talking about what's been going on because a lot of the United States is under some pretty dangerous weather advisories, states of like various stages of state of emergency. Meaning some of them have already been declared because of disaster that happened, and some of them are declaring ahead of disaster that they know is coming, right? So we're going to take a look at all that. This is all stuff that's really articles that have been coming out for the last 24 hours. You may know about some of it you might not. But when you look at it, you realize from Hawaii to the East Coast of the United States, there's a lot of trouble. There's a lot brewing, and the worst of it is to come. And if you think about this for just a second, it's going to be what, around January 7th. We don't know if it's going to get any worse after that. We just know that what's happening next, that's bad, right? It's really bad. And I know a lot of people have been preparing, and more so I've noticed that in a lot of chats on lot of different channels, they may be talking about something, but most people are talking about the weather they're experiencing and the prepping, the emergency prepping that they're doing, topping everything off, just certain things that you have to do, like cover your plants, things like that, fill up your gas tanks. But we're going to talk about a lot real quick. I want to say hello, Nancy and Robin. Praise God. Thank you for both being here. There's 12 people here. Thank you for the thumbs up. Love it. Shay. I love that name now. I really do. All right. Yes. And we feel that cold on the way. I know I do. Feeling pain in my bones from, the cold that's here and the cold that's coming. It's just, oh man, I flipped a Jeep about 10 years ago and I'm feeling it today. Um, We've had a state of emergency declared already in Florida and Boston for tornadoes, power outages, and flooding. A state of emergency has been declared for New Jersey, North Carolina, Long Island, and Kansas ahead of the winter storm. And believe it or not, Hawaii had an urgent snow warning early today. Hawaii. Yes, today, Wednesday, they had an urgent snow warning. That's right. Yucky. It says heavy showers should continue for Maui and the Big Island this afternoon and gradually decrease in strength and coverage tonight through tomorrow. By tomorrow, we should see fewer showers for the Big Island. That's just for Hawaii. All right. We're going to start with the article that is captioned on this video for today. It's called Daily Briefing. A polar vortex is just the beginning. January so far has been stormy and cold, and there's more wild weather on the way. Potential bomb cyclone brewing as January weather ramps up. The deadly storm that's raking the entire eastern U.S. is the opening act for what's to come over the next week. A potential bomb cyclone blizzard for the Midwest, an Arctic blast courtesy of the polar vortex, and possibly the first real East Coast snowstorm in years. The next storm, expected to careen across Midwest, South, and East into Saturday could be even stronger than Tuesday's storm, forecasters said. The massive system affected more than 30 states with snow, ice, rain, or thunderstorms and encompassed more than 2 million square miles. At least 3 people died in the storm. I think it wants to give me some commercials here. Oh, now it's at least 5 people died in the storm. All right. Snow is likely to pile up in several big Midwestern cities, including Chicago, Detroit, and Kansas City. As much as 1 to 2 feet of snow is possible in some areas, which would make travel difficult to impossible. Make sure you have survival gear in your car if you're going to be out on the road in areas like that. All right. And just like Tuesday's storm, more severe thunderstorms are forecasted to rumble across the south and southeast, the Storm Prediction Center warned. Strong thunderstorm development is possible Thursday night across parts of central and eastern Texas into the lower Mississippi Valley, where storms may increasingly pose a risk for severe hail, wind, and tornadoes prior to daybreak Friday. Also, like the current storm, more strong winds and flooding rain is in the forecast for the sodden mid-Atlantic and Northeast by Friday and into Saturday. Yes. This next powerful storm could rapidly intensify into a rare overland bomb cyclone. A bomb cyclone is basically a winter hurricane in terms of intensity. The stratospheric polar vortex is now stretching down across North America. NOAA climate scientist wrote Tuesday. How cold will it be? By Monday morning, 88% of the contiguous U.S. could see below freezing temps. The bitter cold is expected to spill all the way down to the Gulf Coast. And some weather models show the entire state of Texas will be below freezing Monday and Tuesday. Yeah, I saw that. We're going to have lows here in North Houston, 19 and 21 on Monday and Tuesday. Not thrilled. Temperatures for the Iowa caucuses next Monday evening are forecast to be frigid, close to 0 degrees across nearly the entire state. Now is the time to check your car batteries. They will be flying off the shelves next week. An East Coast snowstorm next week. Although it's still too early to make a specific forecast, computer models are hinting at the potential for yet another storm next week, one that might finally deliver snow to the snow-starved big cities of the mid-Atlantic, such as Washington and Philadelphia. All right. We're going to click out of that. Okay. There's an article, Winter Storm Along the U.S. East Coast Leaves Behind Power Outages and Flooding. The U.S. East Coast remained under the threat of menacing weather on Wednesday as the powerful winter storm loomed across the region after leaving in its wake power outages, grounded flights, and several towns swamped with flood waters. More than 50 million people from eastern Ohio up through the mid-Atlantic and into the Northeast were under high wind and flood advisories on Wednesday, the National Weather Service said. Flooding swamped several New England coastal towns, including Hampton Beach, New Hampshire. Video footage posted. Floodwaters inundated the streets, crept up to homes and businesses, and submerged vehicles, causing officials in the beach town of 2,500 to declare an emergency and order evacuations. Oh, yeah. An emergency has been declared as a result of extremely high seas and flooding. If you live in the area, we recommend you temporarily leave the area for higher ground. Major cities such as New York, Philadelphia, and Boston were also expected to see potentially damaging gusts of more than 50 mile or 80 kilometer per hour that could take down trees, power lines during this afternoon and during the afternoon and evening. Some 300,000 homes and businesses from North Carolina to Maine were without power on Wednesday. The storm also caused more than 1,200 flights to be delayed or canceled, including more than 270 flights in and out of Chicago. Mm-mm-mm-mm. It says the storm was already responsible for at least 3 deaths in Alabama, North Carolina, and Georgia. 2 motorists were also killed in Wisconsin and Michigan, where heavy snow fell across the region, causing treacherous driving conditions. A separate winter storm was expected to continue during the day in the Pacific Northwest, where many communities in higher elevations were expected to get blizzard-like conditions. That's right. Let me see what's going on in the comments super fast. Right. I hope y'all are enjoying this. I hope y'all are. Hello, Clerk from Oregon. Laura Eubanks. Clarissa Laverina from Chicago. Love you, girl. I love all y'all. Scrappy Dappy Doo and Nancy G. All of y'all. Adrian, Kathleen. If I miss anybody, from the bottom of my heart, at any time, it don't matter who you are. If I don't say hello and you said something on this channel, I'm so sorry I missed it. It is not on purpose. I love y'all. I'm so glad that y'all made it. 30 in Grand Rapids. Was that? Yeah, that would be Michigan, right? Okay. All right. So let's keep going. Kind of interesting to see what's going on, not just in your area, but like all over. This article came out. It says that searches are underway after avalanche at California ski resort. Search teams were deployed at California's Palisades Tahoe ski resort after an avalanche occurred Wednesday morning. The resort, located on the northwest side of Lake Tahoe, said its ski mountain will be closed for the remainder of the day as emergency responders surveyed the situation. It's unclear if anybody was injured. It said, according to the resort's weather tracker, maximum wind gusts at its Alpine Crest Point were clocked at 136 miles per hour on Wednesday, and there was a foot of snow in the forecast. All right. Nearby, there's another article. Oregon's Mount Hood Meadows temporarily suspends operations. Mount Hood Meadows in Oregon has done the unthinkable. Shut the mountain down. Not for lack of snow, but precisely the opposite, because of it. With a ferocious blizzard forecasted for Oregon today, officials at Mount Hood Meadows announced that with great storms come great responsibility, and we have made the decision to suspend operations tomorrow, which was January 9th, so it's yesterday. This is all recent news. Okay, that also has been happening. Now we get this article is closer to my neck of the woods. Houston readies for Arctic blast next week. And I've read an article about a week ago or two-ish where the governor was, making sure the energy companies are hardening our grid. And I know that a lot of work's been going on since the blizzard a couple years back. But here's this article. Houston is in for some bitter cold next week as major Arctic outbreak strikes the majority of the country. Temperatures are forecast to dip into the low 20s and teens at their coldest early next week, setting Houston up for its first hard freeze. It said first. Ooh, I hope it's the only one. Anyway, for its first hard freeze of the season, the cold spell is forecasted to last from Sunday night to Wednesday morning. Monday morning, we'll start off with lows in the upper 20s and mid 30s, with temperatures struggling to get out 30s all day. Yeah. Tuesday will likely be the coldest of the bunch, with temperatures forecast to reach the teens threat level. The Electric Reliability Council of Texas, ERCOT, the state's power grid operator, issued an operating condition notice Monday warning of potential emergency conditions during the cold snap. ERCOT is closely monitoring the weather conditions moving across Texas this and next week. Grid conditions are expected to be normal, and ERCOT expects to have sufficient supply to meet demand. The Houston Office of Emergency Management is also keeping an eye on the forecast and mulling whether to open warming centers for vulnerable people. Well, yes, because even if the grid is strong, once those branches start breaking off and people start sliding on the road into poles, and then maybe some people's electrical the grid in their to their house or their neighborhood isn't as strong as some, you're still gonna have power outages. So yes, you need warming facilities. I mean, not to mention all the homeless. Oh my gosh. I mean, I remember when the blizzard hit, there was a pastor in Houston, Osteen. He didn't open his doors. He was worried his carpet would get ruined. Mhm. Yeah, they should open the facilities. No doubt, no thinking twice, really. Anyway, the office has specific criteria for opening the warming centers: temperatures at or below 25 degrees for 2 hours, or wind chill at or below 13 degrees. We're ready. We're coordinating with all the departments involved. Okay, with freezing temperatures in store, what about the white stuff? Simply put, it's too early to say for certain whether or not frozen precipitation will occur with this front. I've been looking at it and it doesn't look like it will. I don't think it will. There's always a chance, but so far it hasn't been looking like that. Now, for Lorena's area, Chicago. We had a guy while I was in high school moved from Chicago. His last name was Shackelford. He'd always say, "I'm from Chicago. I'm from Chicago." So that's how I know how to say it. Okay, so anyway, it says Chicago. Blizzard conditions to precede ferocious Arctic air. Hauser. Wintry weather has been unrelenting in the Chicago area since the start of 2024, with snow falling on all but one of the first 10 days of January. And the biggest snowstorm yet is in the offing that could evolve into a blizzard in and around the city. The impending snowstorm could turn into an all-out blizzard in part of the plains and Midwest, including the Chicago area. It might not officially be a blizzard, but at some point during this storm, it's going to look like a blizzard. If it walks like a duck and it sounds like a duck, it might be a duck. Blizzard defined. We don't need a definition. You can cherry pick all you want to. All right, next article. New Hampshire area, East Coast. Major North Shore roads closed. Emergency declared in New Hampshire town as high tide flooding wreaks havoc. Yep, that's basically they're saying, yeah, the road closed, high tide flooding. Boston also has more news about another storm coming. Flood high wind watches issued in Massachusetts after a weekend snow. Alrighty, and then we have, which is not the United States, I get it. However, I still think it's important because when you see this kind of weather getting more and more dangerous with every passing month and every passing year, and you're going to notice that other things are happening around the world that kind of go hand in hand with a magnetic pole reversal, like the intense weather, the high winds. But Iceland volcano update, they came out with an article about magma levels suggest new eruption this week. There's a whole article about that. And I was watching Emergency Management with Ron a few minutes ago before I came on, and he was talking about Mount St. Helens and Mount Rainier at, I guess, the perfect moment. And I've told y'all before that I'd had a vision about Mount St. Helens in that area. few years back, and it's on my channel. But I asked him, I said, "Do you think it'll erupt in the near future?" And he says, "Yes, I do. I don't have a crystal ball or a watch that tells me exactly when, but he says, yeah, he's anticipating that, and Mount Rainier is positioning itself at least to blow." All right. Go ahead and X out of that. Yep. All right. So what we want to do is just very quickly, I want to take a look at Ventu Sky, especially for Monday. I'm going to take a look. It's Vent, VENTUSKY, Ventu Sky. And it's pretty easy to find, ventusky.com. But anyway, it's really great because it tells you temperature, perceived temperature, like a feels like temperature, precipitation radar, satellite clouds, wind speed, wind gusts, humidity, snow cover, the whole thing. And it tells you by calendar. It can tell you hour by hour. And when it comes to hurricane tracking, this little application, this thing is really good at it. I've been playing around with this for a few years now, and I love it. So y'all might want to check it out. If you need me to leave a link for you, let me know, and I will do that. But 19, yep. Let me see. It's going to be really cold. What is that? Yeah, it's just going to be awful. I'm sorry. We'll have a couple storms coming across that day, especially in the east and the very center of the United States, going from, like, say, Chicago to, like, the Four Corners area of, like, New Mexico, Arizona, Utah, and Colorado. Man, I know y'all have been talking about it. If you haven't, remember your emergency plans, who your neighbors are, especially the older ones, or the ones that are around you. Just try to remember, get those gas tanks filled up. Make sure that you have your candles or whatever, because I may have emergency lighting, but I also have clay pot little tea candle dills that really help with areas of the house to knock off, like, that chill. Like when I'm in the bathroom, I have a tea candle set, just for that, just for my bathroom. All right. Also, I want to ask all of you that are prayer warriors or have it in your heart to be sure to say a prayer for Pastor Anthony and his wife Danae. They have the Koofy Cootie. They've been struggling, and I just ask that y'all pray that they will get better, be healed, and be healed soon. We need them back on the air. You know what I mean? Okay, I will leave a link in the comment section. No, I'll leave it in the description box when I'm done here, Connie. I'm glad to see you. Hello, Cat J. Yes, yes. Salem, New Hampshire. Yes, be sure to be praying for people that you know in America. Some people in Iceland, they need some prayer too. They got a volcano. Hello, Thea. Thunda. Hey, all right. Sales, that's awesome. When it's cold like this, I store food in locked coolers outside. I'm too scared to do that. At least in my area. I don't know if it would go very well. Anyway, it's like the thickest socks right now. It's just, I don't know if y'all feel it, but like, ooh, my bones are just really hurting. I have my 48th birthday this month very soon, so even without the car wreck, it's just getting to that point anywhere, I'm getting older now, getting older, earning some of that gray that y'all can't see right now. Anyway, so I I'm keeping an eye out for everything. I want y'all to keep me posted in the comment section if you don't mind. Let me know your conditions and everything as if you can as they come in. I want to know because we might want to pray for you or alert others about what's going on. You know what I mean? But I am working on other projects. Like I said, I'm already working on doing a video for my near-death experience, and started on that today. But for now, I wish you adieu. Wish you all the blessings from God, and just don't put anything off till the last minute right now. Whatever you need to get it. Don't forget about chocolate, okay? Sometimes you need comfort, and chocolate can be there for you, okay? All right. Love you. God bless you, and I'll talk to you all very soon. Bye.